Hello everybody and welcome back to SpeedForce Racing. My name is JB and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. But first, let's have a look at the championship standings, because in P1 here in Premier we have Lickle in P1 ahead of Medium Pilot in P2. Then there's Nikos in P3 and Dobby down in P4. James Braden in P5. Samu is in P6 and Alfie is in P7. Perez in P8 and Maxilis Drama, who will be sitting out the rest of the season, is in P9. Then there's P Volters, who's actually ZX Active, so we call him Active tonight, is in P10. Spyrus Virus, who is missing tonight's race, is in P11, and Reflow is in P12, though he is no longer racing. Jesse Tony, who was blacklisted last week, is in P13, and Stam, who is also not racing tonight, is in P14. I think he's not racing, I'm not sure, to be completely honest. Abraham is in P15, who isn't racing tonight. Fotio, who has a qualifying ban, is in P16. And Orchard David, who possibly isn't racing here tonight, is in P17. Raikkonen is in P18. Abiodine is in P19. All the way down the bottom is a Williams of Glock. But I'm not on my own. I'm hoping that my sound is not playing through my tablet right now. It's not. I'm not on my own because tonight I have brought over my GP3 compadre, as I've been told I haven't got an invite from someone. My GP3 compadre, Alex. How are you doing tonight, mate? As I just have to invite someone.
I'm really good.
Yeah, just to quickly get someone in. Do apologise for this. We're waiting for Hamilton, who I've just sent a couple of invites to. So apologise for the craziness right now. Lionel is out celebrating his father's 60th birthday, so congratulations to his father for reaching the grand old age of 60. I mean, that's possibly not the weirdest.
You're never making it, JB.
Oh God, no! With the stress I'm under right now. And Ryan's saying that he's racing on his birthday after the last 2 awful races. Oh, well, happy birthday, Ryan. So, I believe if we can just make sure that he's in, once we see if he's in.
Just got invites, so it shouldn't be too long.
Yeah, we'll just quickly check, see if he's in.
An extra driver would not go amiss here. 14 is a solid number.
Just waiting on to give the command to friend drivers.
Which car is Hamilton in again?
He's a reserve driver, so he picks whichever one he sees. Hello, Racing Podge. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, Racing Podge, man. How's it going? Yeah, he's in. It's Hamilton, so that's 14 drivers.
Is in.
So that's a lot better than 13. I think once you hit 14, that's like the minimum for good racing.
Alright, so we can hope for no red flag situations tonight, because I'm the one doing the invite, so my God, it took me so long. It's literally 10 minutes after we're meant to go racing, because of how long it took the invites to go out. I do apologise, all of that is on my point there. So drivers have been given the instructions are ready up now. Hamilton in the McLaren, and now drivers all readying up. We have a new driver in tonight, though. The Irish driver of John Heaven Terry. So I wonder if that's a football pun. I'm not too sure, but yes, we will now be seeing John Terry on the field tonight with SFR.
That's not how I would describe John Terry as the footballer, not the driver. I don't know the driver, but yeah, China third time, and then we're off to Austria, the Red Bull Ring, JB, where there'll be a lot of content. There'll be vlogs of me and JB. No, there won't be. However. I'd love to go to a race with JB. I think it'd be a lot of fun. We post a vlog on the SFR Racing channel.
You think I'd ever shut up during a race?
No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, "That's that car, and he's got these." But but no,
that's
we're still
car here. Yes.
we're in China today, which I'm still gritting my teeth out watching racing go around the circuit at the minute, because I'm not too pleased with it after my race on Tuesday.
Yes, we've had 2 previous rounds here in China. We have a smaller grid tonight in the Premier Division due to drivers being away. But yes, actually, in both races we've had here in China, it's been beautiful and dry. No rain. Is it going to change in a second?
No.
No!
it'll be telling if everyone goes for ultra softs. It'll be telling everyone's currently got ultra soft set.
I'd love a wet race. So 14 drivers.
I'd love a wet race.
I'd love a wet race.
Let's keep saying it, because I remember. I know this is probably not the best one, but I remember 2009 with the first Red Bull win, 1 and 2. And you know me as a Red Bull fan, that makes me smile.
Oh, well, that's just
But,
me, Ryan. He just said it's a dry race. The abuse I'm suffering already. So yes, it is a dry race. Let's just run through the drivers we have here tonight. We have Raikkonen, we have Perez, we have Dobby, we have James Braden, Abbey O'Dean making his first appearance, I think, of this season. Volters in the Mercedes, but he's known as active tonight. Alfie, Lickle, John Heaven Terry, that will get funny to say, Heaven Terry. Nikos, the reigning champion, Hamilton, Glocky, medium pilot, and Samu.
Interestingly, though, we're seeing Dobby come on softs, but a lot of the drivers are set to go for mediums, mate, including Raikkonen, Perez, Braden, both Renaults, John Heaven Terry, Nikos, and Glocky all set for good mediums. So Dobby could be pole sitter, but he's going to have to run to stop.
It will be interesting. We've seen the two-stop, though, has been the stronger strategy over this week in SFR, hasn't it?
Maybe Dobby's been watching the stream. Maybe, he saw that I did poorly, in my race, and he was like, all right, I need to do the opposite strategy of Alex. But Hamilton's left the session. Oh, no.
Hamilton leaving the session, and I've only sent him 2 invites, so he's going to have to not leave the session again. Wonder why he left the session.
Internet probably, but I'm gonna follow Dobby around on his first lap here because he's a very fast driver. We know that, JB.
Yeah, he definitely is. Unfortunately, I didn't notice who was the second driver to come out of the pit lane because I was too busy looking at my phone to see if I'd received a message from Hamilton. So we'll just take the assumption as Perez on the medium tires. But yes, Dobby is very quick. He's had a few tough results, and he's hoping to bounce back and have a good run in this race here in round 3. Obviously, little mixed up Canada.
He's better than what he's performed so far. We both know that, and I think he could be, especially if he's going to be on the ultimate strategy today. He could be. He's coming back in.
Not.
I think he's seen what everyone else has done. I think he's seen it. Whether he's watching the stream, if you are, hello Dobby, mate. But maybe still everyone's opted for mediums, and maybe he's thinking, okay, let's not go for that. But however, Volters, will he stick out as well? Can he be the dark horse now? Please, someone be the dark horse. Volters is going to go round. So here we go. This could make it interesting. I don't know Walter's pace all too much, but he'll definitely be the fastest. Well, Hamilton joined. Will the Red Bull of suddenly become an issue? No. And also, just to let you know, if anyone wants to mention the stream, there will not be any Ponyville Rexes out on circuit today. They were all removed from.
And So that's the 2 invites he's got used up. If any driver feels like inviting Hamilton and they're watching the stream, please do. Unfortunately, I can't invite him due to being in spectator mode. So yeah, thanks Codemasters. But yeah, Volters seems to be very comfortable in his Mercedes so far tonight, doesn't he? Yeah,
I mean that's the best part of the circuit. You just got to make sure that you're comfortable. I ran 4-6 wings around here. I had a very comfortable strategy, and I don't know whether you saw this on the stream, but I was very, 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 very good in the latter half of the stint. It was more in the early part where you'll struggle if you're running a comfortable setup.
Oh, big sideways action for the Mercedes as he comes into the long right-hander, late apex here, he stays miles off it.
He won't lose too much time by going a bit wide there, probably about half a tenth. So to be fair, that's probably one of the places you want to go wide on the circuit if you're going to make a mistake. They're a lot more harsher. There are a lot more harsher corners that if you make a mistake, you could either crash the car or just lose a couple tenths of time.
Most definitely.
What will he do though here? He's almost on the grass there. This should be a good time though. It looked comfortable. Oh, he's given up. Well, okay.
Has he abandoned his lap?
Maybe.
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. I think it was more I think that was more a product of him not wanting to do a run on the ultra softs, possibly. But he'd have to beat that on the softs. Hopefully, he can do that. Glocky, slowest of the bunch so far. But I mean, for me, mate, I think that strategy is Alfie. Again, not
because
ridiculous.
Perez jumping into P4 there.
It's a very slow lap from Alfie. We've seen better from him. Dobby's back out again on the mediums this time. So the only person that to run the ultra softs is Volters. And he slowed down for about 2-3 seconds there. Is everyone going to stay on the same strategy, JB? That might make it a bit boring for us here in the box.
It really would be interesting. Obviously, I do apologise for being silent right now. I'm having to deal with messages. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about Hamilton using up his 2 invites saying he can't join. I'm not going to red flag the session because it took us too long to get us in here just for one driver. I know that sounds really harsh, but I can't do that. It took us too long to get started. We might as well just keep going.
Can you message one of the drivers possibly to give him an invite?
He has placed a message in the group chat to ask for one. Maybe a driver in the pit lane will send him a couple of invites. I'm not sure. It's totally their prerogative.
Here comes Kimi Räikkönen.
Yep, just saw that up to P4 for the Toro Rosso
Hamilton's joined. Hamilton's joined.
So Hamilton is with us now, and Nikos jumps up into P3, the reigning champion. But will Hamilton be able to get into his car is the question right now.
Yeah, I think he will, you know. I mean, the only reason I couldn't yesterday is kind of spectate mode in the lobby, I think. But yeah, Nikos, let's have a conversation about where is he in the standings, mate? He's not had the most stellar season.
No, he hasn't. I've got to reopen the standings now. So look, whoops, as I drop my controller.
You unprofessional. It should be open at all times.
No, it shouldn't, because I've got to deal with other things on my phone. So, Samu goes up to P8 already. Where is Dobby on the field? He's looking comfortably right now in a... About to say his lap time.
He's either about to... Oh my lord, he loses it, but thankfully he wasn't actually on the lap there, so I mean, I don't know if that's compromised his run. But Alfie did 2 laps on the mediums, and so a lot better. Has he just fueled up for a couple runs here? Because the longer you go on the mediums, the faster they're going to get. So I think doing 2-3 laps on those tyres won't be such a bad thing.
Well, right now, Lickle's out, and he's on his 2nd lap right now. He may have just evaluated it as a final corner. That corner in the race is an automatic 5-second stop and go penalty if you cut the corner. Lickle coming around the final corner now. Nikos currently sat in P3 in the championship, pushing on towards the end of the championship. Lickle jumps in at 150.7. That's mildly quicker than a Williams.
I mean, that's just, obviously, you know, he made a mistake and he's probably thinking, alright, I can do a little bit of this one. John Heaven Terry, they set it up on the mediums. He's already set for soft, so he's not going to try and push active, but he's on the way out already. So will we see John Heaven? Just so I'm just calling him John Terry, I don't care. Will we see John Terry not take part in the later half? It's interesting to see that he's already on toss, or is he going to run all 3 compounds? It's really going to be interesting.
It will be interesting to see.
Because he's not on the circuit the most rubbered up time, and you think if you're only going to do one more run, you'd wait till the very end. I'm currently following medium pilot though, mate, on this lap on the mediums. The Renault and then for the McLaren, they haven't had the best luck so far this season, have they? For this tier that they've had a bit of a sore luck. How's the constructors looking for the McLarens?
McLaren seems to struggle. They had the biggest bite, I think, in the whole of SFR when they won in GP2 in the first race of the season. But come the second race, they have sort of struggled. Let's have a look, yes, at this Constructors Championship, once I find it. It's here somewhere. It's currently, and I quote, Renault in P1 ahead of McLaren in P2, so they are having some fun. Ferrari in P3 and Red Bull is in P4. Alfa Romeo in P5. Wow!
Just as you were talking about the McLaren, Zach Brown will be very happy about that one. Look now on 3 laps. Yeah, party man again. Where is Toro Rosso?
Toro Rosso down at the bottom of the pile, unfortunately, on 0 points right now.
Sad face, Alex. Oh, speaking of Toro Rosso, Aberdeen, I was losing it.
Aberdeen, we know him very well. He's a driver that we have to give a little bit of slack to due to some, I believe, injuries on his hands. So we struggle to...
Nikos have run out here, but he's still cross the line.
Aberdeen, who looks like he's backed off his lap quite heavily. He's a driver we have to give a little bit of slack to due to having some issues of his own when driving. But look at Alfie.
Alfie's opted to go for the Ultra Softs.
Well, he's got them on the car.
Lickle's round.
Have a look at that Renault. He's 1.0, sorry, he's 0.1 off, it's a 10th off, that's the word I'm looking for, off his current time. I think there'll be a little bit more, suddenly I need to reset my brain. Just give me a second while I put the dial-up back in.
Right, well, now Hamilton's about to start his lap on the mediums. What can he do? Interesting though, mate, I want to see what Alfie can do on the ultra-softs. If he's going for pole and doing the 2-stop here, he could be a lot faster, especially if he's not being, not got any challenges for that pole spot. It could be a very, very chill lap from Alfie and still get the pole.
I think it's going to be interesting to see if he can outpace John Terry, because John Terry, on the softs right now, is looking incredibly quick, even though he qualified on the medium tyres. What can you expect him to do on the soft tyres, the 69 car?
Well, we saw that the Force India yesterday was having a nightmare. There was a driver going around in gear 2 and 3 and just not allowing drivers through. But today they look quick. They look like they've got their head back on. Perez is struggling a little bit in P10, but Terry looks good. He's not going to get a toe off this Red Bull. The Red Bull's a bit too far back. That's Samu. But I'm interested to see where they go. What can they do? As you lose back end a little bit there, but that's not losing too much time. Yellow's at the 2. I don't know what that is. As he comes across the line now,
oh, that's wide.
Runs wide. That's not an invalidation. Hopefully, it's not, and that's a good time. You can do better though. That's for sure.
There's still time to gain in that car. There's time to gain in
Medium
all the
pilots
cars.
out on the ultra softs. A lot of drivers are going for ultras now.
Be careful. He's in the pit lane. He's not out yet. He might be out soon.
Oh, sorry. Well, Blocky is for definite. The one man I'm looking at right now is Alfie. He's about to start his lap on the ultra softs.
Well, big lock up. The Hamilton on the inside right. Sorry to interrupt you. And he's just. Whoa, he was lucky to save that car. Whereas he had into the hairpin, he was almost heading to certain doom. Now up to the line. Where can he go? Goes into P10.
Solid lap by the reserve driver. And medium pilot now is officially out on those ultra softs.
What can P-Volters do in the Mercedes down in P3 right now, the 23 car?
I'm gonna just follow Alfie around, mate. You keep your eyes on P-Volters. I'm gonna hit mine on Alfie because I think he's the danger man for that pole position. He could smash this, can Alfie?
He definitely can. It's interesting to see what. As Active gets a little bit more active on the curves, you're going to see the different strategies that everyone's going to start to employ as the race goes on. DRS open, and he makes it up into no. He was down on his time. Let's have a look at the ultra soft runner of Alfie. How's his lap been going, Alex?
It's been very, very clean actually, and I think he'll take provisional pole from this pretty easily. I think it could easily be a 29.8 possibly. It's looking clean. There is obviously there's a Force India of John Terry there, but right now look how clean he's taken it. There's no issue there. A lot of drivers struggle with that corner. He's got a nice little bit of deployment left. I think he's handled his ERS very well. What can the Renault do? Bit stingy there, and he's had to stop the lap.
I think he's just trying to tease us. Right, Glock, where's he? The 95 in the Williams. He's on the ultra soft tyres in P10. He wants to improve on that time. He wants to get up higher. Obviously, we know that Fokio is meant to be joining us right now, but he's got a qualifying ban, and right now he's not joined us. We've only got 5 minutes left to go of the session here in China. Wondering where he is. He said he was at a dinner, but, you know.
Yeah, joining us while you're eating your dinner. Kimi Räikkönen retired. P9. So he's probably going to get free twisted tyre, which isn't the worst thing in the world. To be honest. I'm interested about what Alfie's doing. Alfie connects with Perez! Oh.
Would you say that deserves a penalty? There was yellow flag.
Kimi's talking something in the track, and I don't really know about that. Hopefully there's no horrible things being said about drivers there. But I'm currently following Glocky, mate, on the Ultrasofts in that Williams. What can he do? He's on the Ultrasofts best tyre. He's got to at least get top 5 for it to be worth it, I think. At least. Kimi's still talking.
At least with the smaller grid, there's less of a risk of penalty of contact. That's a very deep accident. Yeah, he invalidated his lap in that corner, I believe.
Right, what will medium pilot do then? We'll follow him through. All these Ultrasofts runners just not doing it. They're just doing it for fun. Because if so, that's qualifying over.
Samu into pit lane. He's gone up to P3 though on his soft tyres, and John Terry still untouched in P1, but medium pilot on the charge in his McLaren Renault. What can this French-powered British car do? It's actually from New Zealand.
I don't know. But Alfu's surely going to come to the pits just as he is. He'll have time to put another set of Ultrasofts on if he wishes. But right now I'm looking at medium pilot, mate. Medium pilot coming. No, he's coming to the pits as well. What is going on, JB?
They're teasing us. They know what we're doing. Glock is 2 temps down in Sector 1 on his current set of tyres. There's Nikos. Here's a driver we can trust. Braking hard into the corners. Lots of lag coming off that Ferrari right now. The 75 is going slow.
No, yeah, I don't know what's going on, mate.
Oh, that's a lot of lag.
He's lagging to Austria at this point.
Yes. The revised calendar. Obviously, if you're new to SFR and wondering why we have a revised calendar, as I have to put my teeth back in, that's down to the fact that the F1 2019 game is coming out about 7 weeks earlier. Then Nicholas leaving the session. I believe I sent him multiple invites. Then we all assumed being it was coming out in June. So we've had to shorten the calendar for season 4 and we will be going on to season 5 for the 2019 game. Glock pulling into pit lane.
Everyone's set for softs now, apart from Hamilton, funnily enough. James Braden, I think, is going out for his one only run. Yes, he is. So all those ultra for laps were dummy laps, and everyone's going on a straight shoot out for the softs. The only thing there for me, mate, is John doesn't have another set, so we can either try and run 2 laps. Nikos has joined, go on him. But yeah, I'm going to be interested. I'm going to be interested what the lads do. Dobby, he'll be the first of these last runners.
He definitely will. He may get another couple of laps on his time, though. Crossing line now.
I don't think you would want to get another lap here, because your tyres will wear. You've got traffic here. Hopefully Hamilton will get out of the way.
Hamilton going very wide. Well done for Hamilton.
He gave Dobby whatever line he really wanted. Good job there by the reserve. Dobby, though, again, P5 will be happy with that, but if you look at the times, he only has to, he's on the mediums there at that time. He only has to improve by about 3 tenths using P2. We know we can do that, the difference between mediums and softs. So Dobby should be either well and true. I don't know whether he'll be up with John Terry. That's a cracking time on the softs by the Force India, but Dobby in that Alfa Romeo will be trying to push as much as possible.
The Irishman in P1 obviously being chased after the McLaren, but it's still a sizable gap. I think that's 9 tenths between them. Don't want that at the top. We want to see what they can do.
Well, yeah, but I don't think Medium Pilot set a lap time yet on those. No, he hasn't. He hasn't set a lap time on the soft yet.
Exactly. So he has to come out and do it.
But what will Dobby do?
What can the little house elf who lives under the stairs do with SFR? Breaking hard now. There is a McLaren there ahead of him. Medium Pilot.
He doesn't live under the stairs.
And Nicholas leaving the session once more. He does now, because I said so. A little dangerous there. Nichols, though, crossing the line, and it's P2 for Dobby.
He can go again. He might not have the charge. He's max revving it out. Yeah, I think he's done, mate. He's done.
Hamilton lagging out the session again. I can't send more invites. So drivers, if you feel like sending invites to your compadres, Nikos and Hamilton, please do. If not, then that's entirely your choice. I sent 2 or 3. So if you're into that, sort it. I know it's harsh to say, but it is. Here's active.
Well, they can't exactly sort it, but that's a bit harsh there, JB.
I'm a harsh person. Anyway, looking at active in the Mercedes, and Nikos rejoins us. Coming through.
Yeah, he's got to set his lap time.
Oh, boom. How close do you want to get to that wall? The qualifying is now over.
Dobby seems to still be pushing a little bit, I think.
On board with James Braden now. This is one and only qualifying run here in China. Braking hard into... Yeah, he's trying to get that car turned in. That's a big slide on the rear end there.
What can he do, James Braden? We know he's a solid driver. What can he get? Can he face himself in the top 10? Yes. Well into, but Medium Pilot's got to sort his lap here. I think he's the danger man for these boys. Medium Pilot.
Alfie setting his lap. And Medium Pilot goes P1. Oh, by a 10th. Immediately snatching it from John Heaven Terry. But drivers still set lap times. A few out.
Glock actually on. Glock.
Yeah, he's on the ultras.
It's Glock. If he can gain pole here and he can get away off the line, then I think he's going to be the danger man as the winner. Hamilton's joined, thankfully, but it'll start 13th. Aberdeen will start at the back of the Toro Rosso. It could be, if Glock can improve by his time even a little bit, no top 10 finish for Toro Rosso. Glock's going to come over and he's going to commit his Glock and he'll put himself
P1. What a run there for Glock on the alternate strategy though, so he's got to push hard, but it's not done yet. Active still there. Someone else has improved. I think that was Perez, I want to say. I'm not sure, to be honest, but here's active in P7 right now into pit lane. So our pole sitter tonight is Glock in P1 ahead of Medium Pilot in P2 and John Heaven Terry in P3. Go through the rest of the grid in a minute.
Even though we were sitting on the Ultrasofts, that's a cracking time on the Ultrasofts.
He said it's my birthday. I might as well.
Is it Glocky's birthday? Is it?
Yes. We're not going to sing happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Glocky. Happy birthday to you. There you go. I don't mind making an absolute mess of myself on stream.
It's too easy to make a comment about that. Glock is in P1 here in China for the, I believe it's for the Atlantic.
Because being nice is something to make a comment on, alright?
Yes, because I'm evil.
Says
I'm mean today.
Says the one that wears a bra and pants in the comms box.
Senior if he wins, he says. You leave my bra and pants alone. You liked them last night. Okay, so here's the grid. Glock lead in P1, head of medium pilot in P2, John Heaven-Terry is in P3. Nickel is in P4, and Dobby is in P5, Samu is in P6, and Active is in P7. James Braden is in P8, and then comes Perez in P9, and Nikos all the way down in P10. Outside of the top 10, and with 3 charge choices, Alfie in P11, Raikkonen in P12, Hamilton in P13, and Abiodin in P14. We'll see what the race has to unfold.
The interesting one for me is Nikos, who leads again.
He's going to join quick. Because if he doesn't join during the formation lap, I don't think he can drive.
Oh no.
Yeah. Why am I getting questions for invites from Samu? I don't need to send him another invite. I'm having a blonde moment today.
Nikos?
Yes.
Will Nikos join the session?
I don't think he's going to be able to. I honestly don't.
We're about to find out. You can join it on the formation tab. He's probably got about 2 minutes to join. Nickel though, he's readied up, medium pilot. But mate, I'm gonna be honest. If he can join, yeah, he's joined.
He's joined, but is he going to get into the car?
Yeah, I think he might just do it. If he can though, he's on the mediums inside the top 10. He'll be running the longest at the bunch, so he will take the net race lead in theory. You know, he could really be another dark horse in this, depending on how good he feels on those mediums.
It is going to be really interesting. It's going to be a very strategic race versus, I think, straight racing that we saw in GP2 last night. So we head on to the formation lap now. We can see Glock lead us away here in P1. We've had a question there.
I don't see Nikos on track.
Lico said he's left 3 times in quali. Surely he can't restart. No, we won't be restarting as Nikos leads again. So I think that's it as Hamilton leads again. I don't understand the connection issues right now, to be completely honest. We're running it off Lickle, thank you. Dobby leaving the session as well. Have we been called a restart? I haven't called a restart, so I don't know what they're on about.
Dobby's been disqualified and he leaves.
Disqualified and left. That's Okay, anyway, let's run through the grid now on tyre. So Glock on the Oxford tyres is going to be a living prey later on in the race. As
Orchard David has joined.
Orchard David has joined.
Late.
I don't think he'll get a car.
No, he won't.
No.
We have to call a restart. We've lost Dobby, we've lost Nikos, we've lost Hamilton, we've got David. I think we have to. We've lost 5 drivers, mate. That puts us up to 10.
We will see what happens come the race. I think we're going to have to go with 10 drivers.
See, I disagree with that. 10 drivers is way too little.
Well, to be fair, mate, I'm the only admin online tonight, so I have to make decisions, and right now I can't go for restarts every 5 minutes because I can't do the invites again.
This is a stressful time here. 10 drivers cannot really be the most interesting race. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Stewards rules are stewards rules, and if I question it, I get fired. So, there we go.
We have Abiodin in the race, Hamilton in the race, Raikkonen's in the race, Lickle is in the race. Dobby's left the session. We know that Hamilton and Nikos have gone. I don't understand why drivers have lagged out and left. Or they've not made any attempt to rejoin. There's been no message in chat, so we'll just have to carry on with how it goes here in SFR Prem.
Dobby's joined. So
Dobby has rejoined. So that might
Can
be...
you get the car on time?
That might be a bit of a trouble, because normally when they rejoin on the grid, there's a bit of an issue with everything. Sorry, we're not being the most energetic right now. I'm actually thinking of a lot of things right now.
Dobby's left, he can't get in.
Okay.
I would pull a restart, but it's your choice. I just say 10 drivers is way too little for the entire race, but that's just me.
We're going to have to do it. We're going to have to do Yeah, we're going to go through the grid of SEMA drivers we have right now. I have not received any message from any other admin, because well done for them. So 5 red lights. Hamilton has joined us again, so maybe he's jumping the car. Lights are out, the drivers are away now. It's a good start from Glock, but under pressure though, immediately from medium pilot on the line. A medium pilot jumping in behind him, so immediately James Brayton dropping down. Samu, looks like there's contact in the background. Where's Samu, who's dropping down loads of positions and he's trying to get through Glock's ghosted car.
Glock's ghosted as well, no, is he?
No, Glock is still going. Dobby. It was white, I'm sorry. Side by side is James Brayton trying to go down the inside of Perez. Sorry, it's a bit of a frantic start right now as we're trying to work out what's happening on track. They're all fighting like absolute badgers right now. They're trying to find their way through.
I assume that means we're just going to continue racing, but we are down to 11 drivers, sorry, not 12. No, Hamilton's back in. Hamilton got back in, so Dobby couldn't, interestingly.
Hamilton in his car, is he?
Well,
there's contact between James Brayton and Alfie as Alfie forced his way through, and James Brayton dropping position now to Samu, who he then overtakes off track. So I'm not sure if it'll be cool for him to hand back. Yeah, there is a McLaren in the background. There is Hamilton. There is a lockup in the background. I think it's Raikkonen and Abiodin fighting the 2 Toro Rossos. What can they do tonight?
As a Toro Rosso driver, I don't want to see this, but you know, it's good for the stream, I guess. Sorry if I'm a bit underwhelmed. It's my fault.
They're going for an absolute move now. It's going to be 3 wide into the hairpin. James Brayton covering off one driver. He's got to cover off the other, but Abiodin rounding outside. What a move there of James Brayton. Has he got the switch back? No, he's not going to power left inside him.
The only issue with this battle is as soon as James Brayton's in a bit of a sticky situation where he's got to defend and attack him, because I think Samu is not as quick as James. I think James made a couple of mistakes. But here we go then, and no, don't go too wide through here, boys. Abiodin, think about it. Think of the children. He's going to try and go around the outside of the Red Bull, though. No, he's not. He's going to think about... James Brayton goes very wide there, trying to hook it around the outside there so he'll get the inside. Will Samu give him the room?
Oh, no, big lock-up. There was a little bit of contact there, but the race is still heating up everywhere here. 28 laps of racing here, and drivers are just going to keep pushing on as hard as they can. We have lost Nikos already in the formation lap. He
and
could
Dobby.
not rejoin us. And Dobby, who unfortunately couldn't rejoin us. I'm not sure what happened there.
You tried to get back in on the but when you joined back, but unfortunately nothing happened. We've got a little still battle happening for P3 right now. Glocky's doing a very good job on his ultra soft, so currently kept the lead, and he's beginning to break away while I look at things.
He's attempted to break away. I don't think it's happening as well as he could be right now. Right now, Raikkonen on the back of his teammate, trying to make a move on the Toro Rosso camp.
No way, he's going to go up here. I wouldn't have done that. I think that's a very dangerous position to try and overtake. That's just me personally. It almost always ends in tears. But Abiodin goes wide there. Maybe it's slaying his teammate through, or maybe it was a mistake. We'll find out very soon. As here we go, Abiodin now versus Raikkonen. DRS is not active yet. It's straight power. But James Brayton though, he's still trying to, you know, he's kind of dropped off to Samu a little bit. Interestingly, mate, the Abiodin holds position over his teammate Raikkonen.
No team orders early on in the season for the Toro Rosso crew. Clearly, the Glock is the... Oh, that almost ended in tears there. Do you see that? The swipe across his nose.
No, but it could have done. What will Kimi do? Kimi seems to be the faster driver. No offence to Abiodin, but he just seems to have it in. As John Heathen Terry has got the fastest out of these boys. 12 drivers, mate. It's not the best turnout we could get, but it's not the worst by a long shot. But right now the medium part's beginning to close on Glock. Good thing though. I think John Terry will pose to be a threat to medium pilot this afternoon.
Unfortunately, we can't restart with a new host. We do not have an admin host, so Lickle is hosting for us. I can't host a session with streaming as well, so we're gonna have to just continue. I apologised in advance earlier on in the season, earlier on today, if there was any issues with lag. And clearly there has been, so it's on me.
Have we got some drivers in the chat?
I've got some drivers who are not happy with me, to be completely honest. But now James Brayton trying to close in on Samu.
We understand your frustration, boys. Just come back next week fighting. That's all we can say. You know, I am with you. I'm angry at what happened, you know, but it was what we've been dealt tonight, and it's not the fault of JB. It's just a bit of preparation issues. On drivers and our part, I think, as a collective. But here comes James Brayton on Samu.
Battle for P1 now, I think
Samu. James Brayton on the inside of Samu. He's gone for the move. Late. Ooh. Oh, contact with the Red Bull. Oh.
Yeah, he shafted him off. I think he should have handed that back.
No, that was more. I was watching on board, mate. That was more Samu. Samu there. He didn't. He kind of turned in on James, left James nowhere to go. As
Move for the lead though, as Glock
now.
tries to hold it down the inside of Medium Pilot.
Sorry to disagree with you again, JB. I'm not trying to be mean. But no, in my opinion, it was more Samu's fault because did you see the corner bit or did you just see just the aftermath?
I saw the corner part as James went into the side of him, but now Glock trying to go around the outside.
Well, Glock's got to try and overtake again. If he's behind me and Pilot, it's a strategy messed up. But Alfie is right on the back of Perez at the minute.
Definitely is. There's going to be battles opening up everywhere on track right now. Such a small grid means that there are battles everywhere.
I don't know why I keep doing that in these streams, but right now Avi Adian has broken away from Kimi a little bit.
It's interesting to see the teammates battling hard. I think the next battle, which is closer right now, is going to be Active trying to close in on Lickle here. Both on the same tyres. Obviously, there's only a few drivers.
I'm going to say John Terry. This is for a battle for, obviously Glocky's in the DRS.
Active down the inside. Active has made the move.
Same with Terry! Contact made with him and Glocky. Oh, it was very minimal, but contact nonetheless. Sammy with James Braden as well. James Braden's.
Track limit clearly not looked at tonight as Glock pulls into pit lane.
Look at Avi Adian though. Avi Adian has got 2 moves there from these drivers making mistakes. Good. That was very good. Oh no! That's Kimi round! Kimi's round!
Kimi's lucky to hit the rear end of the car there. Because no damage on that car now.
I don't know how that happened, mate, but he'll come out behind Kimi. But right now, mate, the battle for me is between Nickel and Active. That's the one I've got my eyes on. If you want to battle for the lead here, we're going to need to see John Terry kind of pick up the pace a little bit here, because every lap, I think Medium Pilot, we know he's probably the favourite coming in. He's a well-known SFR driver. But John Terry, this is his debut, isn't it?
It is, but Nickel is round. He's back into the circuit. He always making contact. He needs to get off the racing line now, rather than sitting there in ghost mode.
I think he's just waiting for everyone to get round, just in case, because you know what the ghosting type in this game kind of gives Kimi Räikkönen back a position as he comes on the circuit at the same time and spins again.
There's contact though. Nickel into the barrier, breaking his nose as Räikkönen flies through him.
That could be a retirement.
Virtual safety car has been deployed for the fact that the Toro Rosso is the Renault is slow. Sorry, that's that's possibly the stupidest virtual safety car I've ever seen. So we've lost.
Poor Lickle, poor Lickle. That's what I have to say. I think he did the right thing. I think being on the racing line probably wasn't the best thing. You can see the gap that Medium Pilot's got on John Terry just by this virtual. Obviously, hopefully, he's beginning to catch back up now because you really shouldn't lose time via a virtual safety car, in my opinion. Is that the case? I don't know. We're about to green flag.
Shouldn't be losing time. We're about to green flag racing now. And Medium Pilot runs away.
But now it's 8 tenths. Now it's 8 tenths.
So he didn't get the best launch through turns 1 and 2 from John Terry. John Terry trying to
James Braden and Avi Adian. Sorry to cut you off, mate. Sector 3 yellows is Nickel. And Hamilton's round as well.
That would not surprise me if he's crashing himself out, to be honest. And Hamilton sat there waiting for drivers to come through, correctly waiting to see if anyone's going to come through the session. Looks like he's on his own. No, there's Glock. This is where you have your track. Yeah, this time it was Glock passing Hamilton. This is where you have your track map on full, so you can see when drivers are coming through. 1 and 3 yellow flags. I think that's one of them's for down for the damaged car. Right now, drivers are pushing on now. Sectors 1, 2, and 3 all yellow flags. That was sector 1 and 2. I think that's down to Hamilton heating his tyres up again. Yeah, he's back behind the wall. He's got a puncture. How has he punctured his tyre?
Has Hamilton got a puncture?
He's got a rear left puncture. So what?
If we get a safety car, this could change the entire race.
Yeah, safety car, then I'll be having words with the safety car driver. Okay, so the battle is everywhere on track starting to heat up now. James Braden hunting down after Avi Adian.
That's a long way back to the pits. That's a long way back to the pits, mate. That's what I'll say. A long way back.
It is a long way, and he's going to start getting lapped soon if he's not careful. Where the top 2 would just come over, start lap 7 of the race.
Been not the best day here. But John Terry gets penalties, a penalty, 3 seconds. He does seem the fastest sector 2 yellows. It's Hamilton again. Yeah, you can't control it through there. You know, it's not his fault.
It might be that he's just going a little bit too fast for the car.
Medium pilot, no warnings. John Terry, 3 already. I think it might show the mentality of the two drivers. Glock goes fastest on fresh softs.
Now James Braden hunting down after Abiodine. Sector 2, the yellow flags are waved for the spinning McLaren. Let's find out where he is. He is is breaking more of his car. Do you see the carbon fibre flying off it? I don't know what he's doing. He's
trying to get the car.
I get he's trying to make the car around and try to stay out of everyone's way, but is he? I don't know. I don't know is the answer to that question.
Right now, though, medium pilot snaps the back end. This could allow for John Terry to get a much better exit off the corner. It's not happened though. Interestingly, I would have thought it would have come down here. So he's just got out of a second. So I don't know what that's due to whatever. The DRS now here will help John Terry just remain within that time. Hopefully, we don't want to see medium pilot run away with this one. We've still got 21 long laps left of this Grand Prix. For me though, here it seems that John Terry's a lot better in the corners than medium pilot, and medium pilot's got a much more straight line setup. Yes, I do agree. Excuse me, as I had a little burp there. Perez are under pressure from Abiodine. I'm just gonna check what's going on with Hamilton. He's trying. Bless him. Oh, he's used it on the straight as well. Oh dear. I'm sorry he hasn't lost the wheel yet, to be fair. But
Abiodine down the inside though of Perez, as Perez trying to hold it around the inside now, and Abiodine trying to find any way through. Yeah, true. I mean, he's got to go for the move around here. Perez is not as fast as him. That's moving in the braking zone.
Perez gives him no room.
That was moving in the braking zone, if you ask me.
So who was moving?
Perez. I believe he cuts across in the braking zone. Well,
I don't think it will anger Abiodine too much, but good drive from Abiodine so far. After not best qualifying of his career, but he's running a good race currently in the top 5. But right now, mate, John Terry's catching medium pilot. He is catching him, but what can the race unfold? We have a sector 3 yellow flag. I'm not sure who that'll be. Hamilton into pit lane, obviously to repair bits of his car. It's all flopped off. It's surprising that McLaren's still going, to be honest with you. The amount of bits that fell off. But yes. Obviously, he'll set mediums here, but
Abiodine now on the back of Perez. He's going to have to make the move soon. Perez goes to the inside. Abiodine's going to try and go to the outside. No, he's faked him out, trying to go to the inside. Looking up. Perez hits Alfie. Trying to over-defend from Abiodine. That has resulted in him sideswiping into Alfie. Alfie luckily still ahead. And Perez now with damage bails into pit lane. But he's clipped Alfie.
He hit Alfie again. He hit Alfie again.
I think that was down to a little bit of a mistake on Perez trying to get his way into pit lane.
Yeah, that was what it was down to. Alfie didn't make no mistake. That's ridiculous if you ask me. I don't know what Perez was going for there. He kind of faked it.
Oh, James Braden. That's not fair.
James Braden. No, not at all.
Because he overtook the spinning Alfie, so it isn't there on his side. But the gap at the top is coming down. James Braden on the back, actually on screen right now. I didn't even notice he was on screen. He's hunting down now after Abiodine, the man who's caught up in it. To be fair, Abiodine did nothing wrong in my opinion there.
Yeah, I think there was just a bit of worrying there from Perez. But Perez had a bit of a bland day here. But one man that is really beginning to put the hammer down now is John Terry.
Yeah, he's turned up the engine clearly, and he's looking to get past medium pilot sooner rather than later.
You say that, but they're both running in none right now.
I think that's just for us.
No, now they're running 5. No, they were both running none through that section, and that is good. I'd run none through there and the first sector because you don't lose that much. As a
well, I'm sorry, but Nickel leaving the session, left. So I'm not sure that he's DNF'd. Obviously, I'm sorry, guys, but we can't call a restart. We don't have another host right now. As James Braden makes his way through. So, Lickle kindly, Lickle was hosting, so were we migrating hosts then?
So got my phone there.
So, okay, Lickle has left the session, so I'm not sure who host is right now, but John Terry right on the back of medium pilot, trying to keep him honest, the gap there. Raikkonen, sector 3, Raikkonen's out of the race. Something has happened to Raikkonen.
We're down to 10 drivers now.
Apologies, we had a low turn on to start with Raikkonen probably yelling and swearing over chat. I need to have words about him doing that. But it looks like he's crashed in pit lane on the back of James Braden. Now is Aviodin. Obviously, we had a low turn on anyway, but I wouldn't doubt the. I'm not sure, to be completely honest with all of us. I think today's just been one of those days.
Without no offense, but without Lee being here, I think it's been a little bit of a mess. But obviously, Lee's got to celebrate his granddad's birthday.
His father's birthday, not his granddad's.
His dad's. Sorry.
He won't thank him for that.
Yeah. But right now, Terry missed out a little bit on that lap. He's currently running hot lap, and whereas medium pilot's running none. So I think there's a lot of confidence there on medium to not run any.
DRS open on Aviodin's car now, going around the outside easily of James Braden. James Braden now going to try and cut in behind him, and it hasn't happened. Double lockup though on the Williams, and he tries to catch up to the back of Aviodin. Again, Raikkonen talking in chat. If he's saying anything, I need to know what he's saying.
Do you want to go and check? Do you want to go and check just
no,
to be sure?
Because I can't tell when he's doing it, and I can't just deal with the stream being silent. You know, while I'm waiting for him to say something.
Got a point there, but here comes Braden. No, he's not going to go for the move. I keep saying it like I say Braden. Yeah, Hamilton, he's miles back, to be fair. But he's going for keeping on with the race. Some drivers are giving up, and they've had a lot worse than what Braden's been doing here. But Kimmy's still going on the chat. Really hope he's not distracting drivers.
If he is, then that is cause for a penalty. So if any drivers are listening, and Kimmy is distracting them, please do tell us, and we will. There will be a mention of penalty because it comes under the same bracket as do not message in the chat during the race.
Yep, and this is a huge thing now here because Terry has lost out again. He's used a lot less ERS. If you look at the ERS percentages, he's left as Kimmy, but
yeah,
you can see the ERS margins here are a lot different. And to be fair, I think Terry's done a better job at conserving it, but that makes me think that maybe medium's going into the pits this lap. He was just going to go all out here, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Never take what I say as granted, because normally I'm very wrong. But medium surely coming into the pits this lap if he's done that kind of lap. Yes, I was right.
Oh,
they're going to follow each other, which means active, if he stays out, is going to inherit note. Which means Aviodin, if he stays up, will inherit the race lead. Yes. Toro Rosso leading.
Is a battle
Chinese
in the pit lane now. Who's going to get out of the pits quicker? Is it going to be Force India, Racing Point, or is it going to be McLaren? Following the McLaren now of medium pilots, he gets in there, putting on the medium tyres, going to drop down early, and he's out ahead of John Heaven Terry.
But I think Terry's caught him a little bit,
He has caught him. Yeah. Now they're out. I think they're coming out. Oh, big traffic has got science his way through with the early stop. He's on the two-stop strategy, the only driver there. He's kissing the back of medium pilot. Two British teams kissing each other. And he's trying to find his way around. Remember, he's on heated up tyres versus medium pilot who's on medium tyres. It
shouldn't be too difficult for Glocky to go for the move here. Yeah, easy. I think medium pilot will let him through, surely. Yep, job done. Maybe not. Medium might be thinking, I want to go for a little bit of side-by-side battling. Not round here with the cold tyres, surely medium. Yeah, that's right.
Remember, these two were battling early on in the Grand Prix, starting for 1 and 2, and now Glock back into 2.
We've got a point, but as we said, John Terry is right on the back of this, and he's currently using hot lap mode compared to medium pilot's low.
Perez getting very close together, almost cutting each other off. Almost ending badly there for the Williams and the Racing Point car.
Well, Perez needs to overtake Braden here because he's on the wall of medium. He goes for a strange move, I'll be honest there, but it didn't end
He's
too badly.
On him quite heavily. He's forced him off there.
Yes, but I'm kind of looking at James Braden, not James Braden, John Terry, a medium pilot, and
medium
Glock.
Down the inside.
How much will Glock become a factor in this? Because surely Glock needs to not get caught up.
Aviodin pulls into pit lane.
Well, good run there from Aviodin. Will he come out ahead of... Was it James Braden he was racing?
He was fighting James Braden, yes. It was now starting to close on Perez. He's going to go for a move here into the hairpin.
But if we look at this now, Glocky around this part of the circuit seems a lot more comfortable then medium pilot, and again going right on the back of him. Right now, this is a nice little three-way battle we've got going on here. Obviously, Glock not really in this fight; he's got to go for another pit stop. But right now, here though, James Braden will come out behind. No, sorry, he wasn't battling James Braden. I thought he was battling Active. He's lost out a lot of time there. But look at this so far though for Terry. It's got to be annoying because.
Yeah, he was fighting for the lead, and now he's currently in P3. He's got to get past Glock, as close as he can. As close as he can, as quick as he can.
Oh, Glock's struggling now. 8 laps on softs. Yeah, they're not going to be in the best fight. Not going to be in the best way. And he's surely going to be thinking about going for a move here.
I wouldn't go for a dive bomb here. It's a little bit too risky here.
I wouldn't do it, but we've seen drivers do it today already. He's going to overtake Glock on the back straight. He might do it before the back straight, to be honest. He's right on the back of him already. Already has a 1.2 second gap here, so he's lost about 6/10 his lap just being behind Glock. He's putting everything into this. Glock as well, though, is trying to defend as much as he can. He's got DRS here, but the slipstream is OP. But right now,
I think it's more down to the fresher tyres on the side, on the medium tyres. They get very close together.
Glock. Oh, he missed the back end there, does John? But,
Same with Glock. Was on board with the Williams, he struggled and fought the car. Now Glock's going to start thinking about getting past these guys if he can, and then going for his second stop of the race.
To rub more salt into the wound here, John Terry.
James Braden, down the inside of Perez. He has made the move stick. It looks like they might come together in a hairpin. Now Perez back behind James Braden.
What can Alfie do as well, you know?
Remember, Alfie made contact with Perez earlier on in the race.
He's right there, you know, is Alfie.
He's gonna chuck it at the inside. Look at that. Look at that. Tighter line. Little bit of contact. But the Renault is through on the racing point.
Yeah, but look how much they've left Glock in the dust of the top two. So it was good that they got past there because you can tell that Glock's not up to speed with these boys.
It was on 9-lap-old soft tyres, isn't it? So it's going to get difficult for him to carry on in the race. He's going to drop down a lot further.
It's interesting that they're currently setting relatively similar laps here.
Race all heating up in two halves right now as we're going to chase after the drivers behind.
I'm currently looking at... Perez has lost out to Alfie through all this.
Yeah, Alfie is the next driver on the road trying to find his way through.
But you can just see the speed that Medium Pilot has on the straights.
Medium Pilot being so much quicker, yes, he clearly is showing that he's got the superior car tonight.
Well, on the straights at least. I don't know whether overall he's set a fastest lap here, and it's going to stay that way. But I don't know whether it is. I think in the corners, mate, and there's a lot of corners around here. John Terry can easily get back in this, you know.
He definitely can. The race is far from over yet. We've still got a fair ton of the race to go, and it's going to be interesting. I know we're just looking right now at Alfie trying to close in on James Braden. The gap a little bit open now as we're going to go on board with Perez. He starts to hunt down after Alfie himself, but no movement into T1 as of yet. The race is starting to spread out a little bit. And I think got to wait for Medium Pilot to either start wearing his tyres or John to start powering back up and try to challenge Medium Pilot.
Well, we've known, I don't know whether you agree with us, but we know Medium Pilot to be very quick in the early stint. But then as the stint wears on, he kind of drops off a little bit. I don't know whether we'll see that today, but at the minute, John Terry needs to kind of put the hammer down and begin. If he's running out of fuel, he's not doing too well on the DRS at the moment. As John Terry puts it in hot lap, whereas Medium Pilot's putting it in overtake. I don't know why it's doing anything different, but
Perez trying to find every inch of traction off the road right now, trying to catch up to Alfie. Nothing illegal as of yet, but 8/10 is separating the the Racing Point and the Renault.
It's a much better lap from Terry. He still lost out, but by a less of a gap.
So the gap's all pretty open right now on the field. Perez still the closest man on track. We'll monitor the gap and we're going to go have a look at Samu, all on his own in P6 right now.
Solid drive from Samu, solid drive from Abiyadian, solid drive by every driver here, really. For me, apart from Glocky, I don't really know what's going on today. He's got just he's had a bit of a mare.
It's his birthday, he's probably drunk.
Has not worked. Hamilton overtakes the Ghost Car of Dobby finally. It's a solid race from the Ghost Car of Dobby actually. Uh,
The ghost of Household's
right,
past.
but right now here we're just seeing Medium Pilot get away here a little bit.
Yeah, Medium Pilot seems to be, as you said, strong in the early part of the stint. Maybe John Terry is trying to, that's going to get easier to say. John Terry is going to try and hold off and keep his tyres fresh until the end, and then they're going to, and then he's just going to keep going. I think that's the idea. He's going to try and get up and past Medium Pilot as best he can. Apologies for the commentary being drained. I've personally had a very hard day today, and I've been struggling with a lot of different things, as well as the league, so, apologies if my commentary is terrible on my side.
No man, it's been fine, obviously the lack of drivers doesn't help as well, but right now it's not been the best day for Tony. He's kind of kept it stalemate there, this lap. That's been a lot more of a positive lap. I don't think he's actually lost anything, he hasn't gained either, but Glocky's in again, so where will he come out? Just ahead of possibly, he'll come in this fight with Alfie and Perez, I think.
We can have a look. We're on board now with the Williams into pit crew. What can that crew do? We know they're quick. Soft tyres on.
Laps. Probably the best, yeah. Braden will overtake him. Alfie will. Perez, I tell you interesting, but is he gonna come up behind Alfie and Perez? He will.
Yes, he is. As you come out Perez. So just ahead of, just behind, Perez, and they're going to go hunting after everyone.
You have the fastest compound, so you can easily make up the positions.
He definitely will, yes. He's just got to make the move stick as it carries on. He's got to stay out of trouble and hope for, I believe he can have a top 6 finish, maybe even a top 5 finish in him. The gap is starting to form, and the top it's still growing.
It's not growing at all, mate. It's kind of stayed the same. I've looked at the laps times. So recently, me and Pilot did a 39.9, 34.0, and 34.2 compared to Terry's 34.1. So he lost 2 tenths there. 34.3, lost 10th there, and 34.3. So it was one lap where it was actually lap 15 where he lost 3 tenths.
Well, I tell you who's below 3 tenths, and that's right now Glock, as he starts to make a move on Perez. What can he do? DRS is open. That was the perfect segue before you asked. DRS is going to open now on the Williams as he charges down into the hairpin. We're going to go on board with Perez. You will see Glock just side through. That shows the advantage of fresh tyres here as Perez goes to try and fake him out, saying he was going to make a move, but it wasn't. Just Hamilton pulls into pit lane. What can the 95 of Glock do? He's going to go hunting after Alfie as best he can.
Yes, he is. I'm just doing a bit of analysis for you. Look, and then...
Concentration phase, then.
So, currently, they are very much at a stalemate. John Terry's definitely faster in the first sector by a couple tenths each lap, but everything that he does in that first sector is kind of negated by the rest of the lap. Glock is really getting the move on now, mate.
Yeah, Glock definitely getting closer and closer to Alfie. He's got to try and make these moves stick with putting minimal wear on his tyres as best he can for the Williams. Remember, Williams and Renault, old adversaries in Formula 1. What can Glock do in his Williams versus Alfie?
It's going to be a matter of time, I think. I think, really, you could be seeing Glock overtake Samu.
Top 5 definitely on the cards for him, but it's depending. It also depends on tyre wear for the medium runners. The tyre wear is going to start coming into effect for them. But I think he'll come in slightly slower than Glock, who's pulling alongside before even the DRS zone, just getting the better run on the Renault. Now, up behind him is Alfie, and Alfie just cannot make the move stick on Glock. He's going to try and come back at him on the brakes. That hasn't happened.
Well, there's a Dobby there, so Glock, now he's just going to keep moving. He'll be fine, I think. I think Alfie may ever go at him here, but I think Alfie might be thinking, I'm running my own race here, so I won't go for the move. Obviously, we'll have podium interviews after this race. Glock goes fastest by, what a lap that was. Yeah, I think he could easily catch Simon in this race.
It'd be interesting to see, arguably, the podium is not out of the reach with 11 laps to go for this race. So, 10 laps to go of this race. The podium might not be out of reach with those tyres starting to wear around him. Especially Samu's ones who are nine laps right now.
He's currently no, it is well out of the reach. I think he is 19 seconds off. So yeah, I think it is out of reach. But he could easily catch Samu. I think Samu is kind of his benchmark.
We shall see as the race goes on. Glock, remember, it is his birthday tonight. He was a good result. He's had a pretty good one. Though the two-slot strategy might have been his downfall tonight in Prem. We've seen it work advantages in GP3 and GP2, but tonight it seems that Premier was not the one that could make it stick.
Look how quickly he's caught James Braden up, you know.
Is that Claire Williams saying, don't get in the way of your teammate?
David is like God right now. He's talking. I'm just giving a bit of encouragement to Glocky. I don't know.
He might have forgotten this mic's open, to be completely honest, right now. That's easily done. That's
Possibly.
why I have mine on press.use. Now lock up there for James Braden as his teammate gets closer and closer to the back of the other Williams.
I don't know whether the other Williams is trying to let his teammate through here, but
it'd be interesting to see if they fight or not, wouldn't it?
Yeah, in the name of strategy, I would let Glock through. Orchard's 11th session. I think he might have just been saying good luck, boys. John Terry's lost out a lot of time though. I don't know what's happened.
I wonder if he's at a half spin or something. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, he's let him through. He's let him through.
The code has come through, and James Braden dropped behind Glock.
Claire has said let Glock through. I think that Glock knows you can get a top 5 today.
There's a weave.
That's not bad.
That's the thank you.
That's not bad damage recovery there.
It is not at all, and he's going to go chasing after it. Top 5 will be good for the Williams.
Especially when Samu's on the oldest mediums as well.
That gap's going to come rapidly
down. Apart from Perez. But yeah, I think we'll see him there in like 2 laps time, mate.
We shall see, obviously, as the race goes on. A lap 20 out of 28 here.
Glock's the man that we're all going to have our eyes on, but this top 3 looks set, you know, and are we going to be speaking to all 3 of them? Can they all speak
I'm not sure.
Language?
I'm sure we can speak to Medium Pilot, I'm not sure. Sure we'll be able to talk to John. We shall see, obviously, later on. We've seen Hamilton getting lapped by Samu. He's going to chasing after to try and unlap himself, actually, on the Red Bull.
Glock's on an absolute mad one. He's caught up 5/10 on that sector. Watch out, Samu, that's what I'll say. Watch out, you've got a Williams coming. And he's not pushing, he's in mode. He's in mode 1
getting
right
slowed down, though, due to the fact that Hamilton is going to try and unlap himself in the McLaren.
He has all right to do that, though.
He has all the right to do that, as long as he pulls away and doesn't do what Esteban Ocon did to Max Verstappen. So we've got to see what happens.
When was this?
At Brazil.
Oh no, that was Max's fault.
Yeah, it was Max's fault, but I have to. But some people, more people agree with it being Max's fault. So normally, half the time I say it was. Sorry, more people think it's Esteban's fault, so I say that it was Ocon's fault. When I do believe still it was Max's fault.
Loxo's catching. Like,
he is catching.
Crazy.
But it depends on how much wear he's putting on his tyres now. If he's ever heating them and destroying them now, it's not going to have enough tyres at the end of the stint.
But he's not pushing, he's in mixed mode, he's in ERS mode 1.
We don't have that up on the stream, so we only have it up in qualifying laps normally, so we don't see it during the race. The gap at the top, 4 seconds, the medium pilot.
This is why I'm here, to give you the in-depth juice.
Big tip there.
Compare last lap time, 33.9 for medium pilot.
Hamilton's on the lock-up as he tries to unlap himself from behind Samu's rear end. I don't think Hamilton's helping Samu whatsoever right now.
No, I don't think he's for cause of a penalty. Samu needs to pick up the pace.
He's not. No, there's no way of saying there's a penalty there. This is the part of racing. If a driver behind you is quicker, even if they're that down, they're not just going to stay there. They've got to get through.
All I'm saying is I'm enjoying this from Hamilton. You know, he's already, he kind of reached his maximum today. He's seen a bit of racing out of it. That's just helping Glocky, as you said. Now the gap 3.5 seconds.
Closing in on Samu as quick as he can. What can he do? Sector 2, we have a yellow.
Don't see anything.
Bit odd, isn't it? Maybe it's a precursor to something. Maybe something's coming that we don't know about. So looking at
Premature
Hamilton,
yellows.
Hamilton trying to overtake Samu so he can get back onto ahead of Samu from being a lap down. He needs to try and get to the lead lap. I very much doubt he can from the position he is on track right now. That's the one we're looking at screen.
The gap between them, between Glocky and Samu, is now finally under 3 seconds. It took him, what, 2 laps to get that, so he's essentially getting another second a lap here. Here comes Hamilton, though. What can he do? Can he overtake Samu here, slow Samu down even more? Glocky is on straight, it's a lot faster. Here comes Hamilton.
Hamilton down the inside. No, decides not to.
That's good from him, but that makes Samu go a bit wide there.
Glock is closing now. That pulled off another, what, 5 tenths for him? Hamilton is going to be Glock's best friend. This is definitely backwards 2008 Brazil right here.
Could is that going to happen though, or could he impact Glock?
He could impact Glock. It depends what Hamilton gets. Remember, Hamilton will be getting blue flags soon for Glock himself.
So he really needs to overtake.
He'll need to overtake, yes.
He's probably got this lap to do it.
Oh, he's made a mistake though. Hamilton made a big mistake there. Whoops, that's the wrong way, sorry.
He's run deep, yeah, I think that's his...
Charge over for the lead lap. Now Glock on the charge. You can get blue flags now on Hamilton's car. What can Glock do? The blue flags will be waving in a minute. Sure, Glock will be yelling it.
Hamilton can't really get out of the way yet, though, until the straight. Now he can get out of the way.
Whoa!
Do so.
Glock almost losing it on the curve there. And now
look how much he's caught up. From this time, he's almost caught up a second there. And he did have a rogue McLaren in his way. He's caught up 2 tenths in that corner alone. Glock's on an absolute charge here.
He is on a charge. Lap 23 out of 28 right now. The leader is...
24. Just as you say it, he crossed over to go lap 24.
Leader is medium pilot right now in P1. John Terry in P2 and active in P3. Actively sat on the podium.
Top 5 is on for the top 5 is Glock. If you can just keep calm and really not push, I'll tell you what though, it's been a really good. He's had a race we can shine, top 5 position. Unfortunately, Dobby couldn't start.
Yeah, Dobby unfortunately lagging out on the formation lap that cost him the start there.
Glock's running none, same with Samu, so these guys know what they're doing in the rest saving department.
What can Glock do, though? He needs to start catching Samu even quicker than he is right now. If he's got any hope.
He's got 4 laps, mate. I think he knows that. He's taking his time. We've set the 1 and 2 yellows. Hamilton's going slow.
Has he spun again? Or he's slow letting drivers through. So he's let Perez
must have spun, because how has he lost that to Perez, James Braden? He must have made an incident.
I mean, he pulled off. He's going slowly through the whole sector. I'm not sure what he's doing right now.
I think Glock listened to you on stream, mate, because look how much he's caught up in that sector alone, 4 tenths.
Glock waking up and he decides to try and push as hard as he can here to give us a nice show.
A second on the straight. He'll go under. He's gonna get. Will he get a toe from that gap? Maybe, possibly.
It's a distant toe. You can see him closing in a little bit. It's a very, very distant toe. It won't be under a second as of yet. Into braking zone, it just might be though.
The sun is out once again in China. Just will go down the backfield now. But for me, yeah, it's going to be DRS central this next lap for Glock.
I'm sure what Hamilton's up to right now. He's putting no revs in the car at all. So under a second now, and Glock now is on the charge. He's officially in DRS zone, and attack Glock is open as he hunts down the Red Bull.
He goes into the pit, so I think he's going to retire, mate. I think Hamilton said he's had enough today. No, he's going for another set of tyres. He didn't get the warning. So if he's retiring, he was respecting the pit limits, the pit limit rules, which would be pretty funny to be fair. But
I think most drivers do when they're wanting to retire.
No, he's put on a set of so it's going for fast lap. Fair enough.
Well, Glock hunting down Samu. Got his eyes on that P5, and that's the prize he wants. He wants to take P5 away from him. Remember, his tyres are going to start to wear.
On these mediums. Samu's done very well on these mediums.
15 laps on those tyres. Not easy at all. Risky a puncher if he's not careful.
Is Samu on red bar for you as well? It keeps flickering on and off for me.
No, it's fine for me.
Yeah, it's fine for me now too. It was interesting that he was on red bar for a second there. Right now, let's see, he's weaving, so he's trying to not give Glocky the toe. Is 5/10 a bit too far back? We'll find out. These old mediums are not going to allow him. He's going to be trundling like a tractor, is Samu. He's not going to think about it. No. Good job there from Samu. He won't keep the position, I don't think. But, you know, fair enough. He's given it his best shot here. Is Glock going to overtake him through here? You have to think so. What an exit from Glock.
He's looking to try and make the move soon, but I think he's going to wait one more lap or find somewhere in the middle sector to pass the Red Bull. He's not going to do it through here. Samu's going to drive the widest Red Bull possible. That gap is closing, and he sort of rear slide there from Glock. Maybe there's a bit of rear locking.
Possibly, but these boys are. But that Glock's tyres won't be in the best position now either.
Not here.
It's going to be an interest. No, not there.
Ooh.
I love it. You say it as like a concerned dad. You're like, not here, boys.
I am the concerned dad of SFR.
Glocky though, oh, he's thinking about it. You got to give Glock credit. He's playing smart. He's not just thinking, I need to get this move done very quickly. He knows he's got no penalties to his name. He's pretty happy. He's not going to go for it here, obviously, but he could easily do it.
Trying to bait out Samu early. So he has to do it on the straight now. Within 2 attempts, this should be a pretty simple move coming off the circle.
Yeah,
although
Samu
Dobby's car's there, so it might be DRS for Samu as well.
I don't know. When we get it, we'll find out.
No.
But for me though, Samu with the tyres, he could easily stick with.
Oh, late move! Very late move from Samu. Well caught from Glocky, and that's possibly going to the stewards there.
That's poor defending.
Well, it's definitely in tune with that Red Bull he drives. But more in tune with number 33 driver, rather than whatever number he is.
Is that Max Verstappen?
Yep.
I don't know. Drivers.
Round the outside, goes Glock.
He's going to be a bit angry now, I think, but I think Samu's unfortunately got the best line. Here and I don't know how to feel about that move that Samu did. It was definitely dirty here, but I don't know. That makes me worried for Glock's safety on circuit.
Penultimate lap of the race now, medium pilot 5 seconds ahead of John Terry. Now down the inside goes Glock, trying to cause the Red Bull. I think that is definite frustration now. He's had enough.
Yeah, luckily though he did stop himself, so he didn't touch him too harshly there. Hamilton goes fastest, good on him. You know, good on him for giving it a go. Good lap as well, 1:32.4. But right now this battle's going to heat up, mate, because I don't know what Sammy was thinking. Will Glock just go for a move here? Will he think, screw it, need to go for the move?
No, that corner's too difficult with the late apex. Slow on exit though. I think Sam's tyres are done and he's just trying to find his way round without causing too much damage. But look at that. Glock's so aggressive, he's gone off track. Right, to the inside, that's one move.
Right, yeah, he can't go back to the outside now.
Glock to the outside.
No.
Oops, wrong way, sorry.
Right.
Round the outside goes.
Samu though, he's going to stick it.
Yeah, there's contact though. No, he's still within track limits. It's all okay. Well, ish. Last lap of the Grand Prix though, and Glock's getting more and more frustrated, and that's a penalty. He's off track, and I think he's had enough.
Well, I mean, so Samu's going to get the thing anyway. I don't think Samu's got any penalties.
Well, you never know. If he's got warm tyres, he might drop 3 seconds in one lap. That has been done before. He's on 18 lap warm tyres.
He's going to have to try though. He's 4/10 out. 3 seconds is quite a bit. He also still got my phone going off there. It's Christian Horner. He's not too happy with Glocky. That starts to text me. I'm kidding, obviously. But
to be fair, I think Claire Williams has gone up there and punched him in the face right now, hasn't he?
Will Samu ever go back? You know, I don't know.
I don't know if Samu's got the power to have a go back. I think the Red Bull's starting to look a little bit worn. But medium pilot now on the back straight into the final corner.
Glocky lost it, mate.
Well, I'm going to take you through what's happening here, because medium pilot controlled this race after passing Glocky at the start. Come around the final corner. he's going to win here in a very, very confusing race here in SFR Prem. And John Terry, his first time out, comes home in second. What a race for the debutante. And then Active, who is P. Walters, finishes in P3.
Looking at Samu, yeah, Samu just lost way too much time. He goes for it though, he thinks about it, he cuts across, he thought about it. He'll get the position anyway due to penalties, but
Best of the finish there for Abbey O'Dean in P4. Glock weaving around the track, finishing in P5. I'm sure that move will be going to the stewards there. There'll be arguments all the time. James Braden finishes in P7, Alfie in P8, Perez in P9, Hamilton 2 laps down in P10. But there he is, McLaren won. McLaren won, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. McLaren won tonight.
They did, without question. Williams had a good showing as well in 6th and 7th. Yeah, no.
Hamilton.
He's run out of. He's got a hot lap the entire lap. Well done, mate. Good. Yeah, there you go. 4 laps to the ultras. Good times there. Good. I mean, at least Hamilton stuck it out because he knew the point was on the board. Good on him. Good on him.
So yes, that was the Prem race. Obviously, barring any stewards' investigations, we will be talking to the drivers at the end of this. Hopefully they join us. There he is, medium pilot P1 ahead of the debutante. His name is John Terry in P2, and then Walters in P3.
There you go, that's my rendition of the podium soundtrack. JB's gone quiet.
Yeah, I was just reading something actually. Do apologise for that. I always leave you to do that. So here at the Shanghai, Samuel leaving obviously. Ryan, we saw that mate, the stewards have been informed. So we'll see what they can do. Obviously come in. So here are the results, barring any stewards' investigations. Medium pilot in P1 had a John Heaven Terry in P2. Active was in P3. Abiodine in P4. Samu P5 and Glock is in P6. James Braden is in P7. Alfie is in P8. Perez starting where he finished in P9. Hamilton in P10. Outside of the points who did not finish the race were Dobby, who didn't even start the race, Raikkonen, who crashed out, and Lickle, who crashed out.
Yes indeed. Sorry mate, I am completely drained.
As am I. As you can tell, we've had a pretty drainful week. This week has been very difficult, but we will still endeavour to talk to the top 3 if they can join us. We'll have a chat with them. I will just get them into the party as soon as I can. Can I just try and invite Active quickly? Alright, we've got one sent to Active already, and we'll send one to John Heaven Terry, who I believe... No, that's Alfie. Do excuse me. Someone to Terry. There we go. And then we're looking for Medium Pilot, who I believe has just left us, so I don't know if he will be joining us for the lobby. Alright, so what we'll do, we'll leave Medium Pilot out because he has left the session. Normally drivers should wait till I send him an invite to join it. So we'll see.
We got the Irishman in P2. He's joined the session.
Has he now? All right. So John, can I just make sure that you got your voice set to share?
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay.
Yes, it's on.
Brilliant. So we will wait and see whether any of the other 2 will join us. Just give them a second to see if they'll join us. Then we'll launch into podium investigations will do, because my brain is not working anymore.
You said that I need to take the lead on the podium interview. Sorry, my brain's gone. Did you say that you want me to take the lead on the interviews?
No, I'll take the lead. You took the lead last night. I'll take the lead tonight.
Sweet.
Active, can I just make sure that you've got your voice set to share?
Yep.
All right. So we'll launch in it, and we'll actually start with you, Active. How was that race for you, mate? I mean, P3 from, I can't remember where you qualified, to be completely honest, but P3, that was a brilliant race, wasn't it?
Yeah, from P7. It was alright. I hadn't at the pace all the time here from the first two, but it was okay. It was okay.
Do you think you could have done anything differently to catch John Terry and Medium Pilot?
No, don't think so. These two were too quick today.
So, did you enjoy the race as a whole? I know it was a bit of a mess with the questions of who was doing what, and I apologise myself for it being late. But did you enjoy the race?
Yes, of course. It was a fun race.
Okay, so next week we're off to Austria. Are you looking forward to going around the Red Bull Ring in your Mercedes?
Yes, of course.
Are you looking forward to a little bit of rain at Austria? I think a little bit of rain wouldn't go amiss right now, would you?
Yeah, rain would be perfect. I love the rain.
Well, congratulations to you, Walters. Just to check though, Alex, have you got any comments for Active?
Yeah, I do. How did the not as many drivers on the grid affect you in the race? Did it change your outcome and where you were hoping to be, or was it just business as usual?
Business as usual. Didn't expect much.
That's it, mate.
All right,
Okay.
so congratulations to Walters. Well
Thank you.
done, mate, on P3. Another great podium for you. And let's move on to the debutante, who we always see debutantes on podiums. But hello, John. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, how about yourself?
I am drained from 3 days of streaming, so I've given up. No, I'm kidding. I'm not giving up. But mate, debut and you got on to second place. I mean, that was just a dream come true.
No, I'm actually quite sad. I sort of wanted to win, but I guess everyone wants to win as well. But it's just kind of disappointing because, like, in the midway through the race, I kept trying to try different things to try and catch up to medium, but he just kept flying away, and it was sort of like a demotivator. But I guess I'm sort of happy with second since it's the drivers. It could, if anything, could have happened, like crashing. But yeah, I guess I'll say it's all right. It's a nice start.
So looking forward to next week. We're going to Austria. I don't know if you've seen the revised calendar due to the fact that the game is coming out sooner. The picture is in your group chat for the Premier Division, and there's also a video on YouTube if you need to check on it. But we're going to Austria next week. Are you confident that you'll be close to the medium pilot next week?
Oh, definitely not by a mile. It's it's definitely one of my bogey tracks. I'm usually about five, usually the top runners in my other league, and I've raced medium around there before in a different league, and I'm pretty sure he wiped the floor with me. So I'm not.
Well, nonetheless, it should be interesting. So, how are you finding the atmosphere of SFR? Normally, we do have more drivers on track tonight. I'm not sure what happened tonight. It seemed to just that not many drivers were active tonight. So, hopefully, the atmosphere in SFR will pick up for next week. But how are you finding it in your first race?
It was nice. I'm sort of a bit wary of people. But as I say, I've raced a few of the people in here before, so I sort of knew what I was expecting, and I didn't get enough of a battle with some of the midfield guys yet. Probably next race, to be honest with you, but it's a nice atmosphere.
All right. So, Alex, any comments for our second place sitter?
I mean, you've half answered the question I'm going to ask, but you talked about Austria not being one of your best ones. What do you think you could make a charge for a couple wins this season?
I am hoping a bit later on. Well, I haven't actually properly looked at the calendar. All I know is Austria's next. As long as like someone like Canada is on the calendar, I'll be very happy. But I don't know. It depends what track, because some of the later season tracks I'm absolutely terrible at. I'm more of a first half of the season type guy, so I hope I can get a win. I'll be disappointed if not. But I don't want to be too cocky about that.
Oh, man, no, man, don't worry, it's cool. But you should have seen me on commentary after I won the first race in GP3. Wouldn't shut up. But JB, just to let you know, you're drained, mate. I raced and did 2 commentaries, so you have nothing to be drained about.
I had college today.
So did I. I had it throughout the week.
I've had college. We're gonna have an argument now, and it's gonna be like an old married couple having an argument, and it's gonna be hilarious because tomorrow
we'll have to get John to go in the middle and stop the fight.
Yeah, because he's the new boy. We have to be nice around the baby, but it's also quite entertaining to think that me and Alex share a bed. So yes, but congratulations to P2. I was trying to get that in somehow all stream. I'm not kidding.
What?
I came up with that sometime around lap 5. I was trying to find a way to get it in, and that has worked.
I feel very uncomfortable right now.
You always feel uncomfortable. It's part of commentary with me. So yes, Austria next time. Congratulations to all 3 podium sitters. Obviously, we don't have Media Pilot in here tonight. Just doing leaving the session, so I didn't have time to get him in quickly enough to the party. But yes, congratulations to both of you gentlemen for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
And we'll see you two next week for the Austrian Grand Prix. Now, Alex, I know it was a reduced grid and there was a little bit of stale action later on, but how was that race for you?
I mean, it was a lot cleaner than the race we had yesterday. So that was a pro for me. Another big pro was just the confidence of drivers and see people like Glock coming through the mid pack. That was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna give it a 6. It was a solid Grand Prix, nothing special, but it's certainly not gonna be one that I will not go back and rewatch. I think I'll give it a watch later on.
So yes, I sort of agree. It's been a very difficult week for SFR. So next week we're off to Austria and we'll be seeing all 3 divisions go around the Red Bull Ring. Are you excited to be making the debut of SFR Season 4 at Austria in the GP3 division?
No, I'm not. After this week's race, I'm very, very cautious of my pace, and I'm practicing like hell, man. So I'm not happy about my pace at the minute, and I just need to work on that. But in terms of, I like Austria's circuit, but again, I feel very off the pace at the moment, so I'm just going to work on myself and hopefully have a really good run next week.
All right, well, we will leave you all to it and hope you will have a very nice weekend, and we will see you next week for SFR Season 4, Round 4 in all 3 divisions. My name is JB. Thank you, Alex, for joining us, and thank you, Lickle, for doing the hosting for us tonight.
No worries for joining you at all anytime.
And we will see you next time for SFR. Hope you have a very nice weekend, and ta-ra, guys.